What's going on, guys? It's your boy GS, and welcome back for some Madden 13 online content. Today we are using the Buccaneers. Our opponent's going with the Dallas Cowboys. And, well, the Bucs definitely have, in Madden 13, I know they definitely got some new looks going on into 2014 with Darrelle Revis and all that. Definitely going to be a good look. But so far, Madden 13, they're definitely a slow team. They don't have too much speed. They got a couple players that, you know, can run with the best of them, but for the most part, they're not a fast team. But they definitely have some key guys that are very good. You're talking about Dougie Martin. You definitely have Dallas Clark and Vincent Jackson. Freeman is definitely, you know, up and coming. He's becoming very good. So that's the one thing that I don't like about the Bucs. But nonetheless, I mean, I think they're very reliable. You know, even though they don't have speed, they have good possession guys. You know, Vincent Jackson and Dallas Clark are, for the most part, guys you can rely on to hold on to the ball once they catch the ball. And Doug Martin is an absolute phenom. The dude is a monster, and he's only getting better. So our first defensive drive, he's driving down the field, and as you guys know, Cowboys have one of the best offenses in the game. They have just a three-headed monster receiver. I am including Jason Witten there, but even Ogletree, because in the sense of Madden, Ogletree is good. As long as you're fast, you're usable in the game of Madden. You know, with Austin, Bryant, Witten, Ogletree, and Felix Jones, and DeMarco Murray, they have one of the best offenses in the game. But his first drive, we end up holding him to a field goal, which is always a good thing. You know, whenever you can limit your opponent to field goals, and hopefully if you can in return score touchdowns, you're going to be good. So to begin the game, our game plan is simple: give the ball to Dougie Martin, just let him hopefully run loose. You know, create some havoc on the ground, and that should be able to open up our passing game. But woo-hoo, look at that double juke! Did you see what that double juke did to his ankles? Can we please find his ankles? We need to find that man's ankles and put him in the lost and found, because they are forgotten. They are lost. That he shook the hell out of him. Oh my goodness! In this game, I decided to do a lot of double jukes, because every time I started doing it, like, he definitely created some separation with it when I was running at an angle. Like, the double juke definitely came in handy, and you'll see lots of double jukes this game. And you're going to see a lot of running because, you know, like I said, Dougie Martin came through. Right here, he's finding holes. We got good blocking, and this should definitely set up the pass. But, you know, no need to pass when I'm running this well. So I'm going to continue to run until he stops it. You know, and then you got Blunt, who's definitely a big back right there who can switch it up. But, of course, the number one go-to guy is Dougie Martin. Right here on 3rd and 10, very big down right here. We decided to go to the out route. Thankfully, that wasn't intercepted. So we decided to, you know what, let's take our points. He's kicking field goals, so we'll go ahead and do the same thing. You know, if I see 4th down swag, I return. We'll do 4th down swag unless, let's say, I get the ball first. I'm going for it on 4th down, expecting my opponent is going to, because 99.9% of people, when you reach the level that I'm at now, I think I'm like a level 11 on Xbox, but once you reach like level 8, you're not going for it on 4th down. Well, your opponent's not going for it on, I should say they're not kicking on 4th downs. You know, like after the game, I look at people's stats and their average punt. By the way, it's no super you throwing in the triple coverage. Their average punt is like 0.007. I'm still close to averaging 1 punt a game, but for the most part, people really don't use special teams once you reach like level 8 and higher. And unless you got a really good defense, you need to do the same thing, because if not, giving the ball back to your opponent is just going to not be a good look for you. Right there, we get a big pass over the middle, but we get it called back due to holding. So, you know, let's redo the down, and this time we end up going to Dallas Clark on the wheel route on the left side. Which sucks, man. The Colts only have one wheel route that I've seen so far as we throw interception in their playbook, which is possibly the most overpowered, you know, route in this game. Well, I would say the skinny. I would definitely say the skinny and then the wheel. But both of those routes have the same thing in common. They take a lot of time to develop, but the wheel routes, you know, some playbooks got dual wheel routes where they got one on each side, and that's what, again, he's just throwing it up. But I mean, that's the end of the half. So going up against like dual wheel routes from like the Snugs, and it's tough. It's not easy. There's so many books that have it. The Colts only have one wheel route from that whole playbook. So that if they had more of those, I would definitely consider that one of the best playbooks in the game. But I still give it, I mean, I don't even think in question. To me, the best playbook in the game is the Philadelphia Eagles playbook. I think by far they have everything you need. They have like 12 read options. Their 5 wide is absolutely ridiculous. They have lots of wheels and skinny. Their playbook is just ferocious, man. So to begin the second half, you see it's 3-3. You know, we each had a couple of few possessions, and who we go to? We go to the skinny. I said we go to the skinny. We hit Parrish, one of their speed guys, one of the few speed guys that they have on their offense, and we end up scoring 10-3. As you see, both of us, we really haven't had too many possessions because we're both we're not doing any no huddles, which I think makes the game go by quicker, obviously. But you know, we're both just taking our time, you know, trying to, you know, go to the huddle, call our plays, and you know whatnot. So I definitely know that his offense is just going to come through at any given time. Just too many weapons to go ahead and try to focus on. You can't really stop the entire Dallas offense. You just have to key in on one guy and hope that that's the guy he's looking for. So on fourth and 8, he decides to punt the ball, and I'm like, you know, that's respect. You know, definitely respect any opponent who's playing with 4th down swag. So right on 1st and 10, we tried an end around, but that goes absolutely nowhere. So you see, we're still running the ball for the most part. You know, our success has been really good running the ball. It's been opening the pass for us, which really haven't passed too much, but right there we go for it. On 3rd down, we don't get it. On 4th down, we punt the ball back. You know, he punts to us, we punt to him. Right there, he muffed it, but we didn't get it, man. We felt like we was in position to grab that right there, but we don't. Right, he's standing in the pocket. He goes over towards the left end. You know, those picks on the left, on the edge, rarely ever happen. So you can't really expect a pick right there. Might have had him, but he was overthrown. So right now it's a 3rd and 10. He's standing in the pocket. He goes over the middle and he gets him. And not only does he get him, slow as Jason Witten decides he wants to turn on the Jets and score a touchdown. So now it's 10-10. And now we get the ball back, and we got to make moves happen. The 4th quarter is approaching. We got to be able to get a scoring drive. With the way he's been moving his offense without no huddling and stuff like that, he's taking big chunks off the clock. So I got to make sure I score and make sure I do it rather quickly. Right there, we try to juke on the outside, so we end up getting 8 yards on the FL screen. Next play, we're passing again. We go back to the FL screen, figure we'll just go ahead and get this 1st down. But we end up getting a huge gain. He definitely, I don't think, was preparing for me to do that back-to-back. Then we go back to Dougie Martin, and he ends up getting just a couple of yards on the run. But, you know, a couple of yards on the run is better than no yards, I guess. Right here, we tried the delay screen. We back up, and then we catch Martin. And we got some blockers ahead of us. Would have been way better if that guy he manually used was blocked. But nonetheless, we end up coming out with the 1st down, which is always crucial. Tried an out route right there. Was really my first read that I didn't get, so I ended up just taking off. So now it's 3rd and 5. So right here we go to the screen, and we end up just coming shy of the 1st down. Now with the amount of time that there is, I kick a field goal to tie the game, but I'm a little worried that he's probably going to drive downfield, kill the clock and things like that. But nonetheless, we take a lead. You know, we take our points, we take a lead. We definitely need a stop here. The way he's playing, he's moving the ball very slowly. So if he does move the ball, it's probably going to be a game-tying or game-winning score. So we definitely got to be wary of that. Stop right here would be huge. Decided to go for a screen, but then he ends up going to the receiver on the left instead of the screen. He ends up hitting Miles Austin in stride for a decent gain. Then he runs, and thankfully we get like a crazy block shed on the right because he definitely had room on that outside. Decides to go for a toss. You know, he decides to call a running play, which, I mean, it really doesn't bother me. Right there, we dropped the user interception. We would have had it. 4th and 4 he has to go for, but we did end up stopping him, receiving the ball back. So right now, all we got to do is just basically just kill some clock, get the ball right here. Whoop, whoop, double move, sucked him into the whoop, whoop. Double move, broke his ankles again. Look at the double juice. Lost and found. Can somebody please locate this man's ankles? Yo, them double juice are just making them just look crazy. So right now, it's 2nd and 9. We decided to go. But look at everything. When I was doing it, if I didn't juke him, I was like breaking the tackle. So he's wasting his timeouts. It's 3rd and 9. He has 2 timeouts left. Trying to get a 1st down. We tried the rocket catch. We don't get anything. Instead of kicking a field goal, we decided to go for it. If we get it, game's over. If we don't, he needs a long way to go downfield. We don't get it with Vincent Jackson, but now it's like, you know what? He only has a couple of seconds to try and make something happen. So we figure not to do the field goal. But that's the end of the game, guys. He ends up just tossing up. We end up coming away with the victory as the phone rings. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. As always, it is your boy GS, and we are out. Peace. Give it to me, baby.